Yo, what is good, guys? Welcome back to another trade recap after a while. I didn't take trades the last week, 2 weeks, I would say, just because we had so many high impact news and it was all like kind of crap. The market was just bearish the whole way down, but there were no like entries possible with the Nasdaq and S&P like already during pre-market 5 or 6% down. So there was no point in taking a trade because the market was so volatile and unpredictable. Like as you can see 2 days ago on Monday, boom, we spiked like pretty much 10%, yeah, 10% from lows of market open to the highs of market open. So that's crazy and pretty unpredictable as well. So I avoided these type of trading days just because I'm on an eval and I don't want to lose my opportunity in passing this funded. So I wanted to take a trade from yesterday just because we had a high time frame SMT, and on the S&P we swept these highs of the tariffs news and blah blah blah. But I didn't really find an entry within here, and we just traded all the way down like I had predicted yesterday. But today I was willing to take a trade just because we we had some consolidation. We had London session being like quite nice, so I was looking to take a trade. Obviously, still looking for shorts as we have had a lot of bearish momentum. So coming into the day at market opened, I really wanted. So I'll take you guys back to market open just to be more clear. Get the drawings out as well. So market opened right here 9:30, and I wanted these pretty much lower resistance buy side liquidities to get taken so we could find an entry for short. So market opened and boom, we took out both of them on the S&P and on the Nasdaq. So what I did, I wanted to scale down to lower time frames and potentially see something better. So we had this pretty much very good sweep, but I didn't find an entry on the 1 minute because as you can see, it was just going down, just like doing nothing. And we on the S&P we're filling a 5 minute fair value gap. We had a 1 minute fair value gap right here, so it was useless to take an entry off of this. And in fact, I just wanted to see an SMT so we could get even more confirmation to go to the downside. So I was initially waiting for this high to get taken out on one of the two indexes, creating an SMT, and then potentially getting a short entry, but we just didn't. So as you can see, consolidated a bit, boom, we got this. We swept on both indexes, but I was still willing to take a short because I knew we were at least going to take out some sort of low resistance liquidity. So I waited even more on the 1 minute for some confirmation. What we got after that sweep was this. I'm gonna show you the drawings now. So we were, which I didn't say, we were in a 4 hour bearish for value gap. So that was even more clear. Just looking at this boom sweep, would have liked to see manipulation of this and then just boom let low, but we didn't have that. So I scaled down into the 1 minute, and what we saw was the invalidation of this bullish for value gap, leading me to believe that we are going to go down at least to take out these lows. Then what I wanted to see was a fill of this initial first bearish for value gap of this displacement down, and then a like small fill of this would have been quite nice for an entry, but we didn't get one, and I just entered when the candle after this just opened right here, and I entered short. My stop initially was at this high, but as market was very volatile, this was a pretty huge stop. So I put it like right here at the inverse of this bullish fair value gap. What we saw was initial displacement taking out these. I took out like more than half of my position right here just because I was de-risking heavily today. I didn't want to, it was not like to make money. I was just trying to get a good setup. This was not an A plus setup. It was an A setup, I would say, just because we were missing that high time frame SMT or an SMT in general. So I didn't want to take a trade that was not at least a setup. So this was a nice setup until here. I took out half of my position, moved my stop loss to break even, and I got taken out at break even. Then, as we can see, if my stop was here, then I could have closed some of the rest of my position right here, but we didn't. Price was pretty choppy today, as you guys can see. We had straight up consolidation around this range, going down, filling in this fair value gap, I believe, and then just going up. Similar thing here on the S&P. So not really much to look at for today, but I minimized my risk. There's FOMC meetings today as well, during AM PM session, and also because we had so many bearish news or like news that brought up volatility into the market. So much I de-risked myself heavily today. I only risked like 0.3 lots on this just to be sure that I wouldn't get caught up by like thinking about the great profits I could take for today. So that was the trade recap for today. I'll catch you guys when I'll take another trade, hopefully like tomorrow or Friday. I'll see. So yeah, peace.